and the LGN F1 League kickstarts Season 4 of here in Bahrain. It's James Bean, the Aston Martin driver, who leads down towards turn 1. Levi's in second with Evan in third. Here we go then, down towards the first corner. Evan's been tagged by the McLaren driver of AJP. And now Levi takes the lead of the race here in Bahrain. It's Levi that leads, and he's overtaken James Bean. AJP's up into third, Luca's up into P4, and the two at the front have got away. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. And now James Bean gets the overtake back on Levi. And the front two are so far ahead of the other drivers. There's a massive trail of cars all behind Pre, then Evan. Active Buffalo, the Haas driver, is up into 6th with Jack. Behind him, it's 7th. James Bean is going to get the fastest lap as we go on to lap 2. Allfest gets a 5-second time penalty. Active Buffalo is under pressure from the Ferrari driver of JC and Jack, the Alfa Romeo driver, who finds himself in P7. Harry Sanchez is going to tuck one down the inside of LJ here on lap 2 and gets ahead of the alphatauri driver, and Harry Sanchez is into the points. He's into P10. Meanwhile, Slivery, on his debut racing in the LGN F1 League, has gone up into 8th. Active Buffalo leads from JC, then the Williams driver, and you have LJ, who's in P10, back into the points, but he's going to have to defend off the Alfa Romeo driver of Jack, as some of the drivers fake a pit stop as we approach onto lap 4. A midfield battle continues to brew between all the drivers. Evan on the back end of Pre. He's in P5. The Red Bull driver wants to make a good first start here in Season 4. He'll fancy himself against Pre. He's on the mediums. Pre's on the soft compound of tyres. And Evan is gaining on the Aston Martin driver. He's going to make a move now on the Aston Martin driver of Pre. Can he make the move stick? It's going to be close as they come down towards the straight. And Evan gets the move done. And Evan now up into P4. Pre's going to attack once more though, and there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Can Evan defend his position? Pre is on the inside of Evan, and Evan is going to stay ahead of the Aston Martin driver once more. Active Buffalo, Slivery, and Harry Sanchez are all going to go around the same corner at the same time. Oh, there's contact, and that's Active Buffalo spinning backwards, and that's LJ going up to P9, and Harry Sanchez has made contact with the Haas driver. Ella, the team principal of Haas, won't be happy, and neither will Active Buffalo. And that's Harry Sanchez up into P7. Slivery Cow looking to score points on his first ever race here in the LGN F1 League. He's currently running in 8th, and his teammate is in P16. So he will be the one to have the best chance of scoring points here today in Bahrain. He's got Harry Sanchez and JC up ahead of him. Well, if there's anyone who's been under the most amount of pressure in this race, it's this man of LJ, who's now got Pre and Jack behind him. They've all got Relic ahead of them. As in the background, Jack's trying to make a move on Pre, but that move isn't going to come about just yet. Slivery Cow has just made the move on Harry Sanchez, and the Williams driver is up into P5, and Ollie's has retired from this race as I'm talking. And there's a full safety car that has been deployed here on lap 7. The Mercedes driver is out, and it's a dreadful start for him this season. The race leader, James Bean, coming into the pits, and I'm sure all the other drivers are going to follow him. He's on the hard compound of tyres, and I assume he'll be putting the medium compound of tyres on. He is, as Levi and AJP also come into the pits, as well as Evan. The drivers all pitting then on lap 8. Well, there's been some shuffling around in the pits. James Bean has the lead. Jack decided to stay out. Levi's fallen down to 3rd. JC's in 8th, Relic in 9th, Lungner, who started 10th, found himself in 16th, and now back into 10th, which pushes LJ out of the points and into 11th. Pre was doing well, but he's now in 12th, and Active Buffalo, after his spin, is now in 15th, with Gerald Crisp in 18th. The safety car is coming in here on lap 9, and it's James Bean who leads this race in Bahrain. We are back underway here at lap 10, and Levi is going to get the overtake, hopefully, on Jack, and he does just about, and AJP's on the back end of the Alfa Romeo, and he also gets past, and Jack now falls down to P4. That's what happens when you don't pit. But it's James Bean leading once more. Relic finds himself in P9. The Haas driver is in the points to their surprise. He's got Lugner behind him and he's got JC ahead of him. Relic will be very, very happy with his current position. It's just whether or not he can stay in this position. He may even someone down the inside. Oh, that's wing damage on the Haas driver. Just as I was saying, what good job he's been doing. He gets wing damage, and that's going to cause some big problems now for him for the rest of this race. As Lugner swoops to the outside, thinks about making the move, but he's going to wait and cause Relic tons of pressure now. And that's Jack out of the race. And his second safety car has been deployed. Well, the Alfa Romeo driver was doing so well, he opted not to pit. And I wonder if his tyre temperature has caused him to crash here on lap 10. And now we're going to have another safety car. So now the drivers are in a predicament. Who's going to pit and who's going to stay out? James Bean stays out, so does Levi. Most of the drivers staying out, but a few of the drivers are going in. Relic goes in. He's one of the drivers to go in. We know he has wing damage. Slivery also goes into the pits, and I wonder if the Williams driver also has some type of wing damage. That's going to see JC up into P6. And LJ is back in the points. For the second time already this race, we're back underway. It's James Bean that has the lead of the race. All the drivers once again go around turn 1. And they go down turn 1 all okay. And you can see all the drivers battling in the midfield. Lugner and Pri in the distance having a battle. JC still in P6, the Ferrari driver, putting on a great show for his fans back at home. And Levi finds himself under pressure from AJP, Pri, and JC. Oh, they're going to get very close. Oh, and Harry Sanchez makes contact as well. And there's a yellow flag. And that was a bit of dangerous driving between the few drivers that were involved in that collision. Levi, your season 3 champion, finds himself being beaten by the Aston Martin driver up ahead. And he's got AJP, who he was rivals with throughout the whole of last season, right behind him, as well as Evan. That's the distance between Levi and first place. And AJP is right on the back end of the Alpine driver's car. Tony JD is thinking about making the move on Lugner, and he gets the move done on the Mercedes driver. Tony JD out of nowhere now finds himself in the points. Well, Harry Sanchez has just gone past Evan. Here on lap 15, the Alfa Romeo driver gets very close with Evan, and Evan gets his position back. And now both drivers find themselves ahead of Pri, but Harry Sanchez just flew past Evan a second ago, but Evan's got the position back, and now Pri will try and make the move on the Alfa Romeo driver's car, and Pri gets the position. There's a little bit of a contact between the two drivers, but it's all okay, and the midfield continues to follow them all the way down. Harry Sanchez trying to make the move on Pri. Oh, and fixed second of it. And now he's under pressure from JC, who swoops around the outside. Can he make it stick? The Ferrari driver goes round, and Allfest both go off the track. And now Lugner's in the picture. And now Lugner will try and overtake Harry Sanchez. And AJP has miraculously retired from this race. The McLaren driver is out. And that's going to see Evan up into P3. And another safety car has been deployed here at Bahrain, and no one has any idea why or how AJP retired, but he has done, and he's out of the race. Well, if there's any more surprises from this race, I don't quite know what to think. Levi has the lead with LJ in second, and Slivery's in third. The Haas driver Relic's in P4, James Bean in P5, after most of the drivers pitted in this race under this safety car, as the fog here in Bahrain submerges the cars as they come out of the fog and back underway. It's Levi that leads. There's another yellow flag in the distance, and now you can see the Ferrari driver trying to make a move in the background. LJ goes slightly wide. Slivery tries to make the move, and now he's gone down positions. JC's up to P3, and it's Levi who's driving away with LJ in second. James Bean's now back into third, and Lugner into P10. There's 10 laps to go, and Levi leads us. He's got James Bean behind him on the fresh medium compound of tyres, as once more the drivers get submerged with the fog on the track, and out of the fog is Levi and James Bean side by side. In the distance is Evan and LJ battling for P3. James Bean sends it down the inside as he comes round that corner very well, gets a bare exit and up and ahead of Levi. But Levi's following him very closely. Evans gaining on both drivers. The Red Bull driver is just going to let the two at the front battle their way, and Evans going to gain on them whilst they do so. And as that happens, Evans now battling away with Levi, and James Bean is going to get away, and that's the gap now. Relic is in P10. He's under pressure. He's in the points, but will he remain in the points come the end of this race? There's 9 laps to go. He's got Sizzling H behind him. All the drivers you can see are just within touching distance of one another. It's anyone's race to get points, and Relic is going to have to fight if he wants the points as Sizzling H sends it down the inside and gets the move on Relic. The Haas driver's dreams of getting points this race are falling away, but he can still fight for them as long as he stays within DRS of Sizzling H. The alphatauri driver hasn't had a great race, and now Relic's under pressure from both Ferrari drivers of JC and Tony JD, and it's JC that's going to try and make the move, and he does, and race control enables DRS. Tony JD has come out of nowhere, and now he's side by side with Relic, and he's also going to get the move, and Relic's going to get overtaken, or is he? As all the drivers are still coming down towards this first corner, Relic has just been overtaken by both Ferrari drivers, and they're going to make contact, and they're going to slow each other down, but Tony JD gets the move done. Up the hill they climb, Evan and Levi battling away for P2, the Alpine versus the Red Bull driver. Which driver's going to come out on top here in the first race of Season 4? Levi on the hard compound of tyres, Evans on the mediums, and Evan is through and ahead. Will Levi reclaim the position though, as he's on the inside? Evan swoops all the way around the outside and gets the move on Levi. Evans up into second. LJ finds himself behind these two in fourth, and will be gaining this whole time that these two fight away. Evan leads a massive train of cars down towards this next corner. Levi is in touching distance of the Red Bull driver as James Bean gets the fastest lap again, which will be an extra point come the end of this race if he can hold on to it. Drivers about to put pressure on Evan, and one of those drivers is Levi. Levi sitting it down the inside and going back into second. Orfest gets a time penalty. Both Ferraris are in P7 and P8. They're both in the points. Relic is getting the move on Pre, and Relic's up to P9. The Haas driver gets ahead of the Aston Martin driver. They've got Orfest behind them, but Orfest has a time penalty. So does Relic. So Pre does have the advantage. Although he is behind the Haas driver, he doesn't have a time penalty. So he might concede this position to Orfest, but it might not make a difference come the end of this race if he can just stay within distance of Relic. How's your nerves? As Lugner sends it down the inside of Levi and gets the move and up into B3, but Levi's going to get it back and Lugner's going to have to try to defend, but he can't, and Levi's back ahead of Lugner. Lugner having to wait just for the right moment, but he has Sizzling H just behind him as Slivery Cow gets a time penalty, but Lugner is going to continue to push Levi all the way to the end. It's going to be close between Levi and Lugner. Can Lugner get the move on Levi? Yes, he can, as he charges past the Alpine driver and up into the podium positions. Lugner is ahead of Levi, and now Lugner will have to defend, and he will do, and he'll get a better exit, and he'll continue to get away from the Alpine driver, who is now gaining once more, and Lugner's going to have to defend. Levi goes around the outside, they make contact, and it's going to be close, and it's not going to see Sizzling H through. It might do, and Lugner remains in P3. James Bean is leading here on lap 24, and he's got a 10.5 second time between himself and second place. He's been exceptional. There's position switching between Lugner and Levi. Lugner just about remains ahead of Sizzling H and Levi, and Sizzling H has now got his car ahead of Levi's, and Levi's now down into P5. Lugner is ahead of Sizzling H and Levi, who are still fighting here on lap 26. We've only got 4 laps to go. Which one of these drivers will finish in P4 and which one will finish in P5? Levi struggling still on the hard compound of tyres as Sizzling H almost brake takes him. They make contact, and these two are going to go neck and neck now as Levi does get the move back on Sizzling H. Sizzling H is all over the back end of Levi, and he's now going to get DRS up onto the straight. Sizzling H pulls to the inside and gets back ahead of Levi. Levi round the outside Both drivers are not going to give up this position as Levi cuts ahead of Sissing H and back ahead he goes. Oh, but there's a massive incident. And Levi is out of the race. Sissing H has caused an incident. Or has he? I'm sure there'll be an FIA briefing after this race. Whose fault was it? Was it Sissing H or Levi's? Either way, Levi's out of this race. And a virtual safety car has been deployed. Dom on the back end of Tony JD. He's had to work through the field today. And we're on the last lap. So can he get the move on the Ferrari driver to get more points for McLaren? AJP's teammate is out. So all these points will matter come the end of this season. And he's ahead now of the Ferrari driver. Dom now is ahead of JC. And has overtaken both Ferrari drivers on the last lap of this race. James Bean has had a dream start to season 4. He's going to win here in Bahrain in the LGN F1 League, and he does so. James Bean wins here in Bahrain. Evan is going to have a fantastic start to this season for the Red Bull team. Although Blazer didn't score any points today, the Red Bull driver of Evan is going to cross the line in second. Dom retires from the race. Luna gets on the podium. And now we wait and see to see if Relic's going to get points. Sizzling H crosses the line in P4. LJ crosses the line and gets points. And is Relic going to score points? He is! Relic scores points for Haas. Orfest has a time penalty, which means Haas get all points. James Bean, on his LGN F1 debut, wins for Aston Martin and gets maximum points, as he also gets fastest lap. What an excellent performance we've seen from him. Evan finishes in second after a great race from him. And Luna has already equalled how many podiums he got last season with a podium here today for Mercedes. It's James Bean, Evan and Luna on the podium. Here are the Drivers' League standings after our first race of Season 4 in Bahrain. It's James Bean who leads in first, with Evan in second, Luna in third, Sizzling H is in fourth, with Pri in fifth, JC in sixth, Tony JD in seventh, Slivery Cow in eighth, LJ in ninth, Relic finds himself in the middle in 10th, Orfest in 11th, Harry Sanchez in 12th, Gerald Crisp in 13th, Dom in 14th, Levi in 15th, Active Buffalo in 16th, AJP is 17th, Jack is 18th, Ollie in 19th, and Blazer is in 20th. And this is how the Constructors' League standings look after today's race. Aston Martin find themselves in first on 36 points. Red Bull are in second, with Mercedes in third, alphatauri in fourth, Ferrari in fifth, Williams are in sixth, Haas with their 1 point in seventh, ahead of alpharomeo in 8th. Alpine are in 9th, and McLaren are in 10th. Thank you for watching the first race of Season 4. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you soon around Saudi Arabia for qualifying.